With Japanese animation, there are few names that can guarantee the quality of the film. In addition to the great films from Studio Ghibli, there is another director with equally good films, Mamoru Hosoda. Hosoda Mamoru is one of the few directors who have made his name outside of Japan. He had a clear and reasonable direction, making films that combine art and commerce. Images will be bold in Japanese colors, evoking curiosity about its own identity and introducing the country's culture for the world. His stories often focus on developing in a certain branch, a small niche. Sometimes, it revolves around family relationships. Sometimes it tells stories about friendship, young love, set in a realistic context and adds a bit of contemporary fantasy. All of these things together appeal to a large audience, because they see in the film his problems and find a way to solve them. Therefore, Hosoda's films are often well received by the audience and bring great success in terms of big revenue. He brings a topic that is not new, but never old, about family love. If Summer Wars is a whole world about family, Wolf Children with a story praising the image of a mother, recently the feelings between father and son in The Boy and the Beast, then Mirai No Mirain is imbued with the feeling of brother and family. Let's explore with ASK K-pop Entertainment to discover Mirai No Mirain, a Japanese animated series that brings the beautiful miracles of life. What message does it convey? Mirai's story revolves around a stubborn 4-year-old boy named Nguyen, who is being pampered by his family. Nguyen suddenly became an older brother after his mother had given birth to a baby girl named Mirai. Her parents have given all their attention to Mirai. Then it makes Nguyen become jealous of her younger sister. Every time his jealousy flared up, he would run out into the yard sobbing, because in such moments he was drawn into a vortex to different dimensions, from the future to the past. In turn, he meets his family members such as his sister Mirai, his mother, his great-grandfather, and even himself. Through the past, present and future stories of Nguyen's relatives, director Hosoda Mamoru has made invisible links between generations in a family. All to answer the question, how did we get here and where are we going? Through each adventure that flies across the timeline, he learns a new lesson to become a more obedient child. Only with the main character, a rebellious 4-year-old boy, just starting to rebel, Mirai No Mirain offers gentle moral lessons about life, about how to behave with people around, about the will to strive to rise, and about sympathy and sharing with loved ones in the family. Those lessons were summed up through a series of magical journeys that little Nguyen had the opportunity to experience when he got lost in the family's mysterious garden. These are the different highlights that director Mamoru Hosoda brought to the audience. In Mirai No Mirain, we discover wonderful things about the sacrifices that families make for each of us. In particular, the film has poignant sayings containing philosophy that make us think. Then when we understand, we smile happily. After all, family is the most wonderful thing.
ごめんよ。でもまた乗りに行こう。
もう自転車乗らないの。
そんな何事にも最初はあるよ。
This is what Mom said to Dad the first time he gave Mirai milk. We all have our so-called firsts. Who among us hasn't experienced the first time of happiness, the first time of disappointment, the first time of success, the first time of failure? Like Nguyen for the first time back becoming a brother, for a 4-year-old child, isn't that very difficult? So the boy did all sorts of tricks to attract the attention of his parents, but then he failed. Nguyen must have had interesting experiences that he can't forget about this first time. Especially the poor awkwardness of the father when he first breastfed Mirai. That father was sweating profusely like a bath. His hands and feet were shaking for the first time. But thanks to his wife's encouragement and his own efforts, he became more and more proficient when holding and taking care of Mirai. Only then did he understand the hardships of his wife. We say it's usually easy, but when it comes to doing things become increasingly difficult and can sometimes fail. But only through experience can we accumulate experiences and help us know how to proceed. It'll be a breeze next time. That also carries the implication of encourage, daring to confront. If we want to succeed, we must try, must have the first time. If you don't have the first time, you'll have nothing but useless words.
どんな乗り物だってコツは同じだに。一つ乗れたら何でも乗れるようになる。馬だって。船だって飛行機だって。
This is a saying he tried to teach when Nguyen first learned to ride a bicycle. The saying means to advise not to give up the future because of 1 or 2 failures. If not until the last breath, everyone has the same chance. Just like Nguyen's great-grandfather, although his injured leg could not work hard, he never gave up his passion for machines. Optimism in thinking is the driving force that gives him more energy to move forward. Thanks to the time travel to the past to meet his great-grandfather, a 4-year-old boy like Nguyen no longer cried and demanded to give up cycling, but on the contrary was very stubborn in the face of painful falls and always reminded himself to look forward. We don't know how many times we have to go through despair in our lives, but don't be afraid or give up. Just try your best because maybe there is still a chance to succeed.
どうしてお母さんを大事にしないの？大事にできないの。たまにしかない休みなのに意地悪して困らせたらかわいそうでしょ？
This is what Mirai said to Nguyen when the boy disturbed him. Mirai was very angry when he thought that he could only think about himself without thinking about his mother, who was always in the dark with work. And when he returned home, he was under dozens of other unnamed pressures. Mirai's words are very easy to make us miss our mother, because behind the smiles we rarely pay attention to the feelings side of her. Gradually, we blame many things that make us forget the image of a sunny woman who is always ready to spread her arms to protect us. Then we didn't remember trying to bring happiness to our mother. We may have grown up. We can't be with our mother every day, but whenever possible, let's take some time to care for that only woman.
少しでも幸せになってほしいから。
それが分かっていればいいんだよ。子育てに願いは大事だよ。
Mirai No Mirain clearly depicts the concerns of both parents, because the two constantly ask each other, have we been a good parent? They have endured a lot of hardship when they have to share the burden of money and take good care of their children, in addition to finding ways to reconcile the love between the children. Both Nguyen's father and mother are trying very hard. We will see the image of a mother who often speaks loudly, gets angry and regrets herself. A clumsy father in taking care of his children but always trying to be a good husband and father. No matter how hard it is, in the hearts of fathers and mothers, they certainly always wish for peace and happiness for their children and hope that their future will be bright with dreams. The director and screenwriter have absolutely excelled in integrating many meaningful lessons. A mother needs to behave well, so that the older child does not feel left out when a new member is added. A husband should support his wife. It's good to raise children together. In the end, each family member has to work hard every day to improve, because each person is a very important piece of the puzzle to create a roof steadfastly filled with love.
こんな風なほんの些細なことがいくつも積み重なって今の私たちを形作ってるんだ。
If you've seen the movie, here's what Mirai regrets at the end of the movie. This is arguably the most meaningful quote of the whole movie. If that year he tried not to use all his strength to swim to the shore, perhaps the world would lose a man full of bravery who dared to face all new challenges. If that day, the great-grandmother did not deliberately lose, then perhaps the beautiful predestined relationship between the two would not exist. If that day, Nguyen's father was weaker than himself and his friends, he would have given up. He wouldn't have been able to marry a brave person like Nguyen's mother. If the mother didn't change her character for the sake of the family, how could Nguyen and Mirai have such a wonderful mother? All those changes seem very simple, but they are the bricks that lay the foundation for family happiness. The small things that have made us who we are today are a warning to us. Don't rush to chase the big things and let go of the small things. Don't just look at the luxuries, but always let the little things go. Pay attention to every little thing around, because maybe if we neglect a little, we will lose a lot of precious things in life. Because in this ever-changing life, the smallest thing is the happiest thing and the key to our success. The film closes with the message of family bonding, that all loved ones, all their futures and pasts, live with us, always with us. Funny, lovely, and touching. The film will make children giggle, adults will be filled with emotions, and adults will reminisce about family memories, including brotherly love and family love. The film also offers a perspective on the gap between generations of young parents, a complicated relationship, modern life, and how to raise children. In conclusion, here are the meanings that you may have overlooked. Please give your feedback in the comment section below about this movie to make the review more complete.
Thank you for watching our video. To support our channel to make more interesting videos, please like and subscribe to ASK K-Pop Entertainment channel. Bye, and see you in the next videos.